Alright, War Robots fans, this is Bagofsoup coming at you with another test server weekend. As you can tell, we're testing out the dash bots again, the Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. And just like last weekend, the biggest thing we're testing is the new double dash ability. As you can see, I just did 2 dashes in a row right there before you get the cooldown. You can do any amount of 2 dashes together or separate, and then that cooldown starts. So we'll do 1 dash, get a little closer, and then do the second dash. Man, we actually got some air that time off there. I've had a lot of complaints with the double dash system. I'm not a fan of it at all and hope they go back to the original dash ability, and I'll explain why as I'm playing here. Also, there's a lot of lag, so it's going to be a little hard to control my boy here, but I'll do my best. We've got the Dashbot Mark 1, of course, out here. And I enjoy Terrans a lot on this guy just because he can hit fast-moving bots pretty easily. And let's see if we can take out this Japard, this Jean-Luc Japard here. Let's see if we can get up this hill. You know, the double dash has a lot of cool things about it, of course. I mean, it definitely is helpful. But there's a few reasons I don't like it. Number one, when you used to dash, you could dash a foot or two off of the terrain, almost like a miniature little jump that helped you if you were on uneven terrain. Now, as you can tell, this guy really just skates across the surface, and that is unhelpful if you are on uneven ground. If you're on your Mount Tau, if you're on Canyon here, if you're on Dead City, you can get stuck on the terrain when you're trying to do your dashes. And it makes this bot really unpredictable in what he's going to do when you're trying to dash back. You just don't know. You have to get used to the fact that he's going to be on uneven terrain. Let's jump back in with a physical Mark III, and the reason is on a close range map, I would prefer the Mark II for the Ansel shield to block splash weapons and rockets. But on an open ground map, you're more likely to run into a lot of plasma weapons, and so having the physical shield is often very helpful on maps like this. So I'm going to try to use that shield to block firearms and energy weapons wherever possible. I'm keeping an eye on this guy up here, see if we can use that double dash to get into range of him and see if we can take him out. He thought he had a good perch up there, but apparently it wasn't. We got him. So the Mark II and the Mark III both have benefits. Once again, they both have 3 medium weapons, which is great. You lose a little bit of that speed that you'd have with the Mark 1, but you're gaining more hit points, more firepower, and one of the 2 kinds of shields. So that's obviously really helpful. Okay, that guy's taken out. Let's see if we can get a little piece of this guy here. We've got a Rog over there that's trying to work on us, so we'll watch for him as well. But yeah, this dash is really quick. It's really easy to flank guys and get around from cover. Let's use that shield to block here. And we got 2 dashes, which is real helpful. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a rhino or what. Let's take a look here. Looks like a rhino here. So we'll keep back at him and be ready to shoot at him when we get the chance. Let's see, who's our next victim? Yeah, we'll work on that rhino just kind of around the way, and then we dash back whenever we have to. This is definitely, the Dashbot's definitely the anti-Griffin killer, which makes sense because the Griffin is one of the best bots that only costs silver. So it makes sense to get a special bot that costs a little more in currency to be able to fight the Griffin. Same firepower, but just a lot more maneuverability and shielding, whether it's the Mark II or the Mark III. So this will definitely be the Griffin killer. Let's see who we're aiming at here. Trying to find a good target. This guy will be in range, I hope. Let's see what he's got. And if he tries to shoot... Man, my guns are tracking really, really weird. I don't know if you've seen that. I try to line up a guy in my scope and watch. I've got this guy lined up, and let's see if my guns actually hit right where they're supposed to. That dash just helped me to completely dodge his Orkans. So a Mark II can dodge Orkans just simply by its Ansel shield. But a Mark III, the cool thing is if you have that, I've got that physical shield that I was using. Let's dash back. We dashed away and then we dashed back. Let's see if we can try and take that guy out. And we're about to go down with the ship here. Let's see. Try and get a few more shots into that guy. Alright, yeah, somebody's definitely tracking us there. You see that guy? Oh man, we got stuck on terrain. That's what I hate. These bots get stuck on terrain a lot. So we're dead. We'll jump into more of a Lancelot killer here. He's got Terran, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in with the physical shield again. And use that and see if we can approach this guy. He does have the Ansel shield, so we'll have to hit through both the Ansel and his armor, but luckily the Orkans can do that if we can get close enough here. Alright, 3 Orkans does a lot of good work. And we got an Ansel bot near us, Ansel Lancelot, which also helps in case we get hit by anything else. So, pretty close match here. I'm going to actually duck down below here. That double dash came in handy. But once again, it's really hard on uneven terrain to know what's going to happen when you do the double dash, if you'll get stuck or not. Sometimes you don't get both dashes, you just get one. You hope you will. Let's see if we can at least clip this guy around the corner here. And here comes another bad boy. We'll kind of convince him not to come around the corner there and work on us. And just about got him. Okay. Dash back. Fujin alert. Fujin alert. Dash back. Use our shield for cover as best as we can. Not easy, because we're stuck on a canyon wall there. Okay, let's see. Here comes a big boy here. And if we could get into range with that dash, we could do some fun damage on this guy here. Right before we get taken out. We'll jump in lastly. Since we're on an open map, I really normally prefer Terrans on an open map, just because you can really shoot these guys at range a lot better. See if this guy will get a little closer. Man, it's been a really close match here. We got some kind of jumper. The amount of lag this weekend has really made it tough to aim consistently. And like I said, my Terrans on the Dash 3 were really felt weird. So we used our dash to kind of dash in and then dash back away when that Rhino started to target us. Here's a Galahad, so we'll need to stay back behind cover against him. And let's see who we can target from right here. We're all fighting over that center beacon here. Alright. But yeah, this double dash is hard on uneven terrain. Plus, sometimes it feels too strong against your opponents. Too strong. And other times it feels like a liability. I don't know what I'm getting with that dash sometimes. If it's going to help me or hurt me. That makes it tough. And I swear my Terrans are not aiming straight sometimes. They're not hitting the red target at all, which is really, really weird. So let's see if we can work on this guy while he's turned around. This other dash is hidden into him. Of course, I have to reload at that time perfectly. Come on, we can get this guy before he figures out what's happening. Yeah, just watch my Terrans and just make sure they're actually hitting their target. Let's see if we can dash across here. 2 dashes and try to hit this Rhino from its side here while we go for that beacon up here. I'd definitely say that the Mark II is the strongest of all the dash bots. He's got the Ansel shield and faster speed than the Mark III, but the same firepower. So that is really, really helpful. See, that guy's trying to take me out, but that Ansel shield, man, that makes a huge difference. So you're with the Mark III, you are gaining more corner shooting ability, which is nice, but the physical shield is decent. You just have to get the right angle on it to be able to use it. Let's see what we can do with this guy here. I'm not going to hit that beacon just because I want to work on taking him out. See my guns? I'm aiming at this guy, and all of a sudden my guns will hit sideways on him. I don't know if everybody is having that same issue or just me. I think that's the end of the match, so I'm not even going to go ahead and come back in. Well, let's take a look at some of the bots here. Not a bad match. That was pretty close one. As you can tell, I like Terrans on the open ground, Orkans on the close range. And it really just depends which of the dash bots you're going to want based on who you're facing. You're facing a lot of plasma bots, use the Mark III with the physical shield. Facing a lot of splash rockets, use the Mark II with the Ansel shield. So we did pretty good there, and hopefully we got to show off the different dash bots and their abilities and talk about why the double dash is not the greatest. Hard to use on uneven terrain. Also overpowered in certain situations where you can really outrun guys or jump in and out of cover real quick to shoot that no other bot can do. And then sometimes a detriment if you don't know what your dash is actually going to do, and you can get stuck after using it and then get taken out. So it's just real unpredictable. It also can sometimes take away the fun. The original dash was a little more fun when we used it. So just something to consider there. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the look at the 3 dash bots. We'll just take a closer look one more time at them. This is the Mark I. Faster speed, faster dash ability, cooldown, and just 2 medium guns instead, so less firepower, no shield, and less hit points. But he's definitely closer to a ROG. He's definitely a beacon runner. That's what he's good at. And so here's a couple angles on him. And then of course we've got the Mark II. He's probably the strongest of the 3 because he's got not only the extra firepower, he's got the built-in Ansel shield, all for just even a little more hit points than the Mark I. All for a little less speed and dash cooldown. But he's pretty strong, especially on close range maps. He's really, really good. Then finally, we got the Dashbot Mark III. He is probably better on more open maps because of that physical shield. But unlike a Galahad or a Gareth, you can't close and open that shield. You just have to maneuver your bot to block and then shoot, and block and shoot. But when snipers are out, you'll definitely appreciate that physical shield more. He's also got good corner shooting ability with the 3 guns up on top, and he's got some good hit points and shield points also to consider. So anyway, that's a look at the 3 dash bots. If I was going to have to just get one of them, I would probably get the Mark II of the 3. And then once again, if I was going to run a certain weapon, I'd either run Terrans on an open map against Griffins and non-shielded bots, Carnages as well, anything you can shoot through an Ansel shield. And then I'd use Orkans when I'm facing close range maps, facing armor and shield bots, or physical shields. I'd use this. So that's a look at each one. We don't know when they're coming out, we don't know what they will cost, and we don't know which kind of dash ability they'll have. The original kind of jump dash or the new glide dash that you can do up to twice. If Pionic's listening, I hope you will go with the original dash. It's a little more consistent and felt a little more balanced, not too overpowered, not too much of a detriment if it goes wrong. So anyway, that's it. This is a Bag of Soup coming at you from the test server. If you like the video, please click like. That helps more people to see it. If you have a comment or question about the dash bots or want me to try out some other things this weekend, let me know. I'd be glad to do so. And if you're not yet a subscriber to the channel, we always have new videos each week on all sorts of things. So please subscribe and check back with us. That's it, and I hope you have a great War Robots day.